There's a silence that doesn't feel peaceful. It arrives the moment you say no or enough for the first time in years. It's the silence that falls when people realize you've done the unthinkable, you've pushed back, and in that breathless pause, a terrifying truth emerges: they never expected you to fight. There's a certain kind of silence that follows when you finally stop pleasing, stop pretending, stop swallowing your words. It's not calm, it's charged, like the split second before an explosion. When the word no leaves your lips, after years of shrinking yourself, the room changes. Those who have grown used to your endless patience, your forced smiles, your buried pride, they freeze, their eyes widen just for a moment, because they've just witnessed something they never thought possible, you pushing back. And right then, you realize something chilling: they never expected you to fight back. But this isn't just about setting boundaries. This is about rewriting the rules. Because the moment you stop being nice to the wrong people, a chain reaction begins. Their true nature is exposed, and more importantly, you start to see who you could have been all along. Let's talk about something few dare to admit: the illusion of niceness and how society exploits it. We're taught that being nice equals being good. But here's the truth: niceness is a social currency, not a virtue. Ask yourself, when was the last time someone praised your kindness when it cost you something? When you stayed late at work? When you gave a loan you never saw back? When you swallowed insults to keep the peace? Now ask, who truly benefited from that? Certainly not you. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king who led Rome through its darkest wars, saw through this illusion. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Most people never realize this. They think if they're nice enough, they'll be loved, respected, rewarded. But life doesn't work that way. In a 2003 study, psychologists set up a simple money-sharing game. One player, the giver, could choose to share money. The other, the taker, could accept or reject the offer. Here's what they found. When the giver was fair, the taker usually accepted. When the giver was overly generous, the taker accepted but showed less gratitude. But when the giver stopped giving, the taker got angry. Sound familiar? This is what happens when you stop being nice to the wrong people. They don't walk away. They feel entitled and furious when you take back what was never owed. This is the beginning of the reckoning. When you stop complying, a process begins. Phase 1. The backlash. The people who built their comfort on your obedience, they won't let go easily. They'll guilt trip you after everything I've done for you, but never mention what you've done for them. They'll gaslight you. You're overreacting. Translation: I hate that you're finally standing up for yourself. They'll shame you publicly. Wow, you've changed. Yes, finally. And this is where most people break, because they mistake resistance as proof they're in the wrong. We saw how people react when you stop playing your old role. Resistance, guilt tripping, shame. But if you hold the line, you'll face a deeper, more calculated form of control. The next test. They know they're wrong, but they won't back down. The Stoics had a name for this: the test of will. When someone tries to drag you into drama, remember, you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Phase 2, the smear campaign of guilt, doesn't work. They escalate. Ever notice how the kindest people often become targets the moment they stop people-pleasing? That's not an accident. Toxic people use social pressure as a weapon. When you stop playing your role, they rewrite the script and cast you as the villain. He used to be so nice, she's become so selfish. Who does he think he is? This is their tactic. Paint your boundaries as betrayal. And most people break right here. Why? Because they fear being misunderstood. They'd rather return to the comfort of their role than endure disapproval. But the Stoic response is clear. If you live for others' approval, you'll die by their rejection. Phase 3, the silence, and why it's the most dangerous part after the backlash. After the smearing comes silence. They stop texting, stop calling. No drama, just quiet. But make no mistake, they're still watching. They're waiting for you to feel guilty, to miss them, to come crawling back. This is the real test. Because if you stay silent too, if you hold your line, something incredible happens. They leave, not because they want to, but because they realize you're no longer a source. The rebirth. What happens when you stop feeding the wrong people? You begin to sleep like a king. Ever notice how the most selfless people are the most exhausted? It's not coincidence. When you stop pouring energy into black holes, your energy returns. You sleep deeper, wake up lighter, because you're no longer carrying people who never cared if you broke under the weight. Your standards skyrocket. You stop tolerating disrespect. You start detecting it faster, like someone who gives up sugar and suddenly tastes how sweet everything is. You begin to notice the friend who only calls when they need something, the co-worker who steals credit, the partner who treats you like an option, and instead of explaining it away, you walk away. The right people. A furniture abhors a vacuum. When you remove the leeches, you make space for allies. People who respect boundaries don't test them, they appreciate them. As Seneca wrote, associate with those who can improve you. Welcome those whom you can improve. The process is mutual. You become unpredictable, and that's a good thing. Because the most dangerous man in the room isn't the loudest. It's the one nobody can control. When you stop being predictably nice, you become unreadable. And then you realize power isn't taken, it's surrendered. And you just stopped surrendering yours. After letting go of toxic people and choosing silence, you now arrive at the final stage of transformation. Not revenge, not anger, but deliberate detachment. The Stoics weren't heartless, they were ruthlessly selective. The no explanation rule. You owe no one an explanation for why you stopped playing the role they liked. You don't need to justify why you're no longer their emotional host. Epictetus said it best, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Let them wonder. Let them talk. Let your silence do the explaining. The art of strategic indifference and hatred, not revenge, just calculated disengagement. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. So, don't fight them, outlive them. Let your growth be the thing they can't undo. The final test, can you stay silent? When you stop feeding them, they'll try to bite back. A sudden message, a check-in, a fake crisis. Do not respond. Silence isn't absence, it's a weapon. Final lesson, the dark gift of walking away. Does this hurt? Because it's not just about leaving them, it's about leaving the old you behind, the one who bent over, backward, the one who swallowed words to keep the peace, the nice person who wasn't kind, just afraid of rejection, afraid of conflict, afraid of not being liked. But here's the truth, the world doesn't reward nice. It rewards strong. It respects those who refuse to shrink. If you've spent your life contorting yourself for others' comfort, this is your wake-up call. Stop explaining. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop begging for the bare minimum. Let them panic when they realize you're no longer under control. Let them rage when the guilt trips stop working. Let them call you selfish, cold, ungrateful, whatever helps them sleep at night. Their words have power only if you give it to them. And as you walk away, carry this razor-sharp wisdom from Seneca. A man who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary. Ask yourself, how much of your life have you wasted in unnecessary suffering? For people who wouldn't cross the street for you, you've paid enough, you've endured enough. Now reclaim what is yours, your time, your energy, your peace. This isn't theory. This isn't ego. This is survival. The survival of your spirit, your sanity, your future self. Because every moment you stay where you aren't valued is stolen time from the life you could have lived. And if that doesn't wake you up, nothing will. But if you do walk away, that's when you'll discover the dark, beautiful gift within it. The moment you stop bleeding for those who never offered you a bandage is the moment you finally start living. Thank you for watching. If this message spoke to you, hit like, subscribe and turn on notifications for more. I'll see you in the next one.